The mists swirl around you all as you begin to sail through nothingness. Sound muffles away. Just the beating of your own hearts pulsing up through your body. You can hear the flowing of the blood through your bodies, except for Elise. And the sort of the scraping of your eyelids against your eyes becomes incredibly noticeable to you. Your tongue begins to taste like flesh, like it's like you're touching your own tongue with it. It's very strange. All your senses are just assaulted with this cavalcade of weirdness, and it feels like all your internal organs are forcing their way up your throat and out of your mouth before finally settling back down as you find yourself standing on a twisted, muddy path that wends its way through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of comings and goings of wagons. The sky is shrouded in clouds. There's a dim light that kind of peeks its way through, but no rays of sunlight. It's just sort of this pallid glow that oozes its way down from the sky to cast everything. Shadows are long and extended outward. There's this sort of foggy grayness that just swirls on the periphery and off in the distance. You can't quite see beyond a couple 100 feet before things begin to separate out into the gray. The canopy of mist and branches surrounds areas just to the side of you as black clouds boil off in the distance, off towards what you would think to be your right. You can just see kind of this like sort of thunderous, stormy looking swirl off in this gray sky. But there is a clearing before you next to a river that widens to form a small lake several 100 feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each about 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. And near the tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire that roars furiously. And a footpath continues beyond the encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest's edge.
So the people are these? Do these people be humans, or
they look to be humans? They're dressed very similarly to Elise, bright colors that are very contrasted to the dour, sort of gray filter that is sort of placed over everything.
I'll have Ember Fang out, but not in a threatening manner, and I will extend its glow 30 feet so that we are all washed with this amberish hue, which I know previous uses of Ember Fang in here, it's more of a bloody amber than the bright amber it's used to at Krynn. So the normal like orangey yellow hue you get is a lot more blood orange.
But it is daytime.
It's daytime.
Yes, but yes.
It would be considered daytime.
I'm just looking
Just making sure.
Yeah, looking you. We all look at your lead. Yeah. Move the way.
We have no time to waste.
I will say, for Lohol, this place does feel familiar. I don't think you've been here specifically, but you do. It is the same sensations and feelings that you're used to. And the gate of the mist behind you swirling with bats, and you can just make out the flickering image of your bastion of Sigil that begin to seal shut as the mists enclose and entrap, and it is gone. And you are now trapped within Barovia.
Everybody good.
No, but we're going to have to be.
Did anybody see us just come do this?
No, you're kind of a little bit of a ways off where the trees open up to this clear.
The glow will probably deny it.
The glow would, as
may want to put that.
As the blood orange glow emanates out from your blade, a couple of the people over at the bonfire do kind of look over, and a few of them start waving, and they seem a little excited as they see someone.
I am also glowing.
And a black feathered raven perches on a branch and just kind of looks and goes,
Hello.
and just kind of flutters off again towards the black swirling clouds in the distance.
I believe we're going to have to take your lead in this one, Elise.
Elise, do you want us to wait here, or do you want us to come with you?
You come with me. You are now my family, and that they will accept you over time
Okay.
as theirs. But again, you heed my words from earlier, and we will go, and I will make my way straight towards our
You
temple.
see a dozen people of various colors and shapes and sizes just all wailing aside. One of them kind of like nearly falls over and then stands back up again and continues waving as they take it down of some sort of direct.
Yeah, and I
continue.
spin around, and you can see like the tassels on my sash just like spin around, and I do a little wave and like the little dance and like curtsy and whatever. And like you've never seen Elise like act like this or do this,
I think
whatever. But like as a
dance.
greeting and like I see you, but I have business, right?
I take note on her dance to see if I can help memorize it for future performance.
Any performance check.
Not so bad. 23.
Yeah, you feel like you could recreate that, or at least join in if you wanted to.
I think would it be proper to join in?
I think you could maybe take an insight on that.
Sure. 25.
No,
No? then he won't. Then he won't.
not now.
No, then he won't. Then he won't. That's it. If the insight says no.
The insight says
Yeah, like I mean, do you ask or you just
he's
we're just evaluating the situation?
by evaluating this.
You think I was just being like, "Hey, I see you. I need to do this. We'll party later or whatever. We'll talk later." Like,
All right, then I will stay stoically back until invited.
Okay. Elise, it is so good to see you. As they kind of stumble on a rock as they run
yeah,
over
I
to
do
try it.
think it is so wonderful to be home. I need to talk to my auntie very fast.
You see their face fall quite substantially. Yes. Perhaps you'd better come closer to the fire with the rest of us.
Okay. And I will, I guess, divert.
Are your friends to be joining us then? That one in the hats. There is something swirling about him.
Indeed.
Sorry, I didn't shower this morning.
Neither many of them, so it's okay.
I'll
And
certainly
make.
give a little, bow. Sorry, yeah, it's been a while.
You are. You must come with me. There is.
Looking to you.
Who do I recognize her to be?
This is Rana.
And she is to me like relationship wise to me.
She would be one of the.
I mean, obviously she's in like tribe.
Yes, she is on the tribe. She is one of the Taroka readers. Not nearly as prolific as Ava would be, but still reasonably decent in her skills.
I'm just looking to you for a nod or anything.
Go for it, but we go for it.
All right, I'm holding this in my hand, but yeah.
Is it really appropriate for Merrick's to be wandering off with some strange women that you just met?
Oh, come on, give a guy a chance. Don't get in your way, man.
He must take what he gets, I suppose.
I see. Thought we'd have a little bit more decorum here. We're visiting Elisa's family.
So Merrick's moves off as the Vistana
Sorry.
walks with you over to one of the parts of the camp, one of the tents.
The younger children nowadays say, if you've got the Riz, you've got the Riz.
Does have
I'm glad I
It's not
came up with that. It's not bad.
yours is
16.
average. It's not higher than average.
I mean, higher than we're 20th level characters. It's okay.
It's not compared to
We settled it right here.
not 27. So you will see that everybody has a different way of doing what I do.
All right. So as you move off, the three of you kind of see them motion for you to join them over where Elise is.
We go.
Welcome to our encampment. And you are friends of Elise, then? You seem very foreign from this place. Are you outlanders then?
Yes.
Or at least you brought outlanders to Barovia.
That's
Are these indeed your friends? Because it is not something a friend would do.
We've come here on our own volition.
we are in need of talking to Madame Eva.
Yes, well, it is unfortunate of me to tell you that, but she is missing. Has been for a little bit of time now.
We knew it.
Since what time?
Since she spoke with the Outlander.
Describe him.
What?
This Outlander was a knight shrouded in ill fates.
You read him?
We could not. None of our divinations could pierce his fates, his past, or even the present. We know not anything of this man.
What color of armor and apparel did he have?
He wore the color of the dark woods and carried a blade of similar design.
A weavebreaker managed to make his way into Ravenloft. I think it's the weavebreaker from The Vision. Season 1, episode 2.
Is this your
Let that boom over. Loki, season 5. In The Vision that we saw at the orrery, Trial's with another,
Yes.
a weedbreaker.
The one in green.
The one who can destroy and disrupt magic, yes. Your favorite, Melf.
You know
Like
this
weedbreaker
Outlander.
here. We know of their type. And if they took Madame Eva,
Was this person carrying a sword?
Yes,
green.
a blade of viridescence. I have never seen its like before.
Tell me. Did she try to read him?
We all tried to read the Outlander, for he seemed hell-bent on some sort of purpose, and we wished to divine it, but despite all of our efforts, our most powerful of magics could not penetrate a single thing about this individual.
And then none of you did anything as she...
They had the Outlander traveled with a group of mechanical men. It was a small squadron that came.
I mean, I'm looking straight at...
I'm not here.
Oh, you are not there.
I would have said something by now if I was around.
Mechanical men.
Warforged.
How big?
They were like very tall men, taller than even the tallest of the Vistani. There's been one.
And they
I have
took her.
all sorts of questions I would love to ask.
Jeez.
I'm not.
They took her?
We do not know for sure.
Nobody saw? She went willingly?
After meeting with this Outlander, the next day, she was nowhere to be seen.
This is the weedbreaker from that vision. I knew it. I knew it. Of course Trelaw would not enter the mist. He's going to send his minion to do it. And who better than destroy the sword than the weavebreakers? I knew it.
They don't...
Vision has come
to
to
get-
pass already. They've got a head start on it.
She is a very, very wise woman.
Elise.
She is a very wise woman.
I'm not
She would
discrediting.
never reveal the location of the sword to people such as this.
None who wield mana, whether fate or through the skill of Mystara or anything, can be as wise as they want. None have been able to resist Rennick Steel.
You know of this Outlander, then you know these powers that they seem to have.
If you have a blade and you know how to use it, I would plant it firmly in the throat or the heart of this Outlander.
This is good advice.
In fact, we must find where they went.
He cannot make her tell.
Not through magic means, but the steel is arthritic.
I am aware you had told me about this green blade. I know what it does, but I believe that she would not tell them.
Yeah, like all that negativity, man.
She has been around a very long time.
How long ago did this take place?
Days ago.
The trail will be cold by now.
But can you follow? Can you follow Madame Eva?
Well,
Do you have any of her items that you could?
as I said, all ways to divine the location, the tracks, the trail, have all failed. It is if magic washes off this outlander like water against the shore of the river. But, well, there is one individual who sees all that happens in this land. Count Strod von Zorovich. If anyone were to know where this outlander went and where Eva is, it would be him. Meanwhile, Merrick, you were led to a tent and gestured to take a seat on a very lavish-looking, bright-colored cushion across from a table.
Question, just checking the glasses a little, just looking at her and this place with true sight, just
Looks fairly... There's like a little whiff of like some kind of like mist kind of circling around the area, but it's like the whole place is like that.
sure. I just meant like not like she's a doppelganger or anything like that. So yeah, just doing your due diligence is all I'm saying. All right, I'll sit.
She sits across from you and takes out a deck of cards, very similar to what you see, at least do all the time. You read important. Have you been asked to the mists before? And she begins to shuffle the cards.
I have.
Those who leave generally do not like to return. For you to do so, there must be something of great import. And I see import swirling your entire soul.
Can't export.
I was. It is. He had to say Nurse is restraining himself very hard from all about the imports. No, but he's taking this very
She
seriously.
gestures for you to cut the deck.
I do.
And as she begins to deal the cards out, she goes, "Your past is marred by great tragedy. Your present is marred by great purpose. And your future will involve a choice influenced by both of these. A choice that you will struggle with, that will test your very nature and ask you what will change the nature of a man. I also see that you will have need of," and she begins to open a chest and kind of root around and produces a whistle. Peace.
I, take a look at it, and I'm sort of just I'm restraining myself in that. On the one hand, I'm taking this very seriously because this is a very serious place, and I'm scared to come back here. And what she said does make sense to me. And at the same time, there's that little piece of me that is like, oh, and now you've got to pay 100 gold pieces for the whistle. Like, I'm like, nope, okay. Yeah, I see you're stringing my smart remark.
I see that you will help to bring Madame Eva back to us.
We will if we can.
But you are friend to Elise,
Yes.
and that makes you friend to all of us. I shall grant you this whistle as the fates decree that you need it. But be warned, it will only allow one use. When all hope seems lost, and you have no other means of escaping your predicament, blow hard upon this whistle. But do not do so under any other circumstance.
I will just take it solemnly. I will say, I thank you for this. Is there anything you need?
I need you to go with Elise and bring back our madam, for she is sorely needed here at Barovia. And I foresee that vessel will be necessary for such to occur. The future surrounding you is as dim and foggy as the mists of Barovia itself. Yet there are flashes, images through that swirling vortex. Tread carefully, Decanath. I'll join your friends.
I'm just curious, is there anything sort of around, like, I'm looking around the wagon,
see,
sort of vibes of like, does she have a favorite animal? Like, there's owls everywhere.
Yeah,
Or does she have a...
you see there is sort of a childlike stuffed raven that seems to be sewn out of burlap and buttons. You can see various other types of like trunks full of clothing and dressers, and you can see all sorts of brightly colored trinkets lying all over the place. Some things that look like they were handmade, perhaps by her or her people, and others that have likely been given in trade for service.
So I want to just take out, I have some malleable blocks and just do a little swift molding spell just to make a little silver raven. And just as a gift, sort of along the model of her trinkets, and just say, I thank you for your time and your skill, and your wisdom. And, just feel like you ought to give a gift when you're given a gift.
May the fates and the mists watch over you, my good man.
Wherever it lands there gets it, right?
All right. I will return to the group.
Merrick's returns around the time that your previous conversation had just reached that point.
Looking somber.
Merrick's?
Let's whistle first. Hang on.
Can we see that he's got a whistle?
I don't know. Do you have it on you, or did you?
I would think I'd probably actually just pocketed it.
Okay.
We may talk about stuff later, but I don't think I would be walking around just holding it in my hand.
We've got problems, Barry. How's the whistle?
Yeah.
A nuclear whistle? Where do you keep your whistles?
Okay.
You have a problem. What?
It appears that Toril did not come into Ravenloft.
Mm-hmm.
He sent the Weavebreaker from the Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1, episode 2.
Season 1, episode 2?
I think
I loved that episode.
What's more frustrating is they've taken Madame Ava, our guide.
Who's they?
Oh, you did not hear this little detail?
No.
He was joined by some of your Warforged.
Did they say Warforged?
No.
Mechanical men.
Giant mechanical men.
Good. Sorry, the description of the character.
Brendan said that.
Yeah, it's this he's a masculine individual. They have long black hair with a bandana, various golden sort of medallions hanging off them.
Good sir. These beings, these robotic style men,
The
mechanical beings, they're not new to Barovia. There is a particular one called the Warforged that I traveled with here before. They look the same.
I think I know of the one you speak of, but
Travels with Falfa and the others.
yes, but similar in appearance, but that's who you speak of. There is life behind the eyes. They had dead eyes, like a doll's eyes.
Let me ask just a couple questions here, just quickly. Forehead. Anything on the forehead? Symbol carved into it?
I do not recall seeing such a thing.
All right. Joints? Were they sort of root-like, or were they metal? Like, what was the...
They're very much metal
All right.
in their design.
Face. Did they have distinct eyes? Did they have a sort of...
They had the face
like visor?
like what you would see in the window of a tailor shop.
Okay, so primarily metal, or primarily more of like a ceramic or cloth?
Metal, to be sure.
Okay.
They glinted like the steel of Strahd's armies.
Do you mind if I make an Arcana check here? Just to sum up, I mean, basically, I want to ask a couple more questions that sort of, I clearly at this point don't think they're Warforged. I don't know if I could get any more information.
Not if there's nothing on the forehead.
Right, well, they're not, well, I don't know if D&D golems do that.
Yeah.
The Warforged do. So that is like a 34, so basically I'm just trying to so I know about
you play a game of 20 questions.
Right, because I mean in Eberron we've got golems, we've got shield constructs, we've got all the different types. So I'm just trying to quickly run down.
Your best educated guess based on the description of the and everything you get is that they sound like shield guardians.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Shield guardians are constructs that are completely subservient to their master.
Yeah.
And they each contain magic power within them that allows them to enact certain spells that have been predetermined ahead of time.
Right. And basically it means it'll be hard to hurt. They're likely shielding the individual. How many for?
There must have been half a dozen.
They're magic.
Half a dozen.
They're magic.
Shield guardians.
And they would serve somebody who is so against magic.
I suspect,
And he would use these things. It sounds very hypocritical.
Oh, you may not have known. And, there was a time when I was on your world. Weren't those guys in green doing something with their own kind of constructs that sort of somehow worked with that?
I didn't think about
you were doing.
They could be relic construct shield guardians of sorts. If fueled by relic, iOessence.
IOessence, that's a word.
Electronic. This is not good at all.
Just again, asking, having been there and bringing it up specifically like that, had a green luminance or anything like that.
Yes, we could probably do maybe like a history check.
Yeah.
Some of the iOessence. 19. I have a college thing here. 22.
So you would know. You both traveled on your times in Imaria. You did see that there were iOessence powered constructs. You also know that there were some of the Weavebreaker culture who had manifested some divine magic.
Yep, that's right.
You also know that this particular Weavebreaker is working with Toril, who is very magical and has a lot of magical potential. So there's likely some sort of thing there. It could be one of three things. It could be either they are shield guardians that somehow are working with this Weavebreaker and have gotten involved. 2 would be that they are iOessence powered. 3 could be that Toril provided these to the Weavebreaker as part of sending here.
Fair enough. Am I wrong in thinking, I'm trying to remember, and again, I can make a check. I had 30 on the Arcana. Mm-hmm. Do shield guardians have a thing where if they're attuned to someone, if I attack the person that
absorb damage that is dealt to their master.
Is it all of the damage or half of the damage?
It's half per. So with enough of them, it's just it functionally acts as a barrier to absorb damage.
And just explaining that to all, and the purpose of the shield guardian is to redirect damage, so it'll be very hard to hurt this Weavebreaker.
Right. That will be the next choice because I would not know, but it doesn't function in the same sense that when the sword takes too many of the charge, it explodes.
They do have durability. So if you hit them enough times, they do stop working.
But if they absorb a bunch of,
they would also cause it to stop working.
Right.
But if you have enough of them, all you need is enough. You just need enough of them for you to deal with whatever's the threat.
They take half of his damage.
Keep in mind, a well-placed Weavebreaker can actually absorb the magic around them, even from a meteor swarm. All right, it looks like we're going to have to at least take these shield guardians down before we can take the Weavebreaker. But first, we have to find the Weavebreaker.
My friend here tells me that somehow we're going to play a role in finding this Madame Eva, so I guess she's gone missing.
And we found out that from them that there is one easy route to find Madame Eva, and that is to speak to the Dark Lord himself.
He's a mere count and your king, he should be.
He is not a mere count.
I believe the last time I was here, repeating his name, summoned. Is that correct?
I won't say his name.
Perhaps if
Not
you
yet.
are to experiment with such things, you could do it about 6 miles over that way.
Yes, I would not say his name here. And do you remember what I said?
Yes. Could I figure out, well, you probably know how to get to the castle. What if we visit him in his castle?
If you follow the road, it'll lead you to the gates of Barovia. Take a right turn and follow the black carriage. You will see the castle. And he points directly towards where you see the black clouds in the sky.
What if we were to go to the castle?
Usually you would require an invitation. If I understand correctly, there have been some people recently invited who are currently enjoying the Count's hospitality.
Who was recently invited?
A group of adventurers.
Who's watching us through that bird?
Yeah.
Is that your friends here, or would that have been he flew up towards that cloud?
Could I? Yes. I presume it was
Fair enough.
somebody.
Thrall is ancient. He is the land. All in Barovia are tied to him.
Yes, it is why I said hello with respect and nodded and went on my way, because we do not want to engage with him. The very first thing I said before coming here is that we will not be engaging with him.
What if he is the one that can get us quickly to Madame Ava? The other option is we could do it the old-fashioned way. Go into the town and ask questions.
What?
No,
I know, I mean,
they will not.
we've been...
What do you think this for? Some rat catchers?
Like, I know it's a little over one of us, but we can make it a shot.
There's a job in the basement of the cabin.
Remember the case, Nuff, when we had to go ask a question at the end?
Let's do it. You had me at in.
Not go that way.
Go.
Yep.
Going to the town, they will not. From my experience, they are not going to be helpful in any other way than saying, warning against going, or just telling us, go. They will not
What about Blinsky?
help or hurt. How do you know Blinsky?
I've met Blinsky before. You should remember me, the toy maker.
Yes.
Speak to him. He seems to have all kinds of knowledge. Or Esmeralda. She knew all about Castle Ravenloft.
I definitely
Although I did not like her very much.
Definitely just
Oh.
being here, just a toy maker really just gives me good vibes, good feelings. Totally
For sure. Nothing good.
These are things that we could do, but they are still going to say the same. We can go, but we need to use extreme caution.
Unite.
Let me be clear. You know who this man is.
Right.
But he is not a man. You know.
Stop.
You know.
So here's my question, because it all makes sense to me. The point is, if I understand correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, what we were told was that Mr. Land, the land.
Mr. the Land.
So,
Ouch and Mr. the Land.
what we were told was that the land we should speak with the land, even though we were hoping to not speak with the land, that we should speak with the land to find Madame Ava. It certainly to me is obvious that if that is something we have to do, we want to do it in a respectful, polite, friendly, not just like shouting his name and pissing him off.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is the polite way? I'm like, can we talk to the ravens, or is there a process to go about?
Most people who would just summon him would not be able to finish the end of his name before they are dead.
Yep. As I said, I think summoning him sounds like a terrible idea. Is there a polite way to do
We
that?
must send a message that requests his audience.
That's what I'm looking for.
So
But it will probably come at a cost.
I mean, again, riffling through
You
the
don't
side
just
pocket.
stroll into his
One life I have.
No, I'm not
simply
doing that.
What was that?
You do not just stroll right into his castle.
I did.
And what happened?
we pilfered a grave
Great start.
of Sergei, his brother.
Great start.
And then we left. And the last time I saw my companions, they were being assailed by several dozen gargoyles. I then flew away with Banquo and took the gargoyles with me and then went through the mists and landed back up in Imaria.
And let your friends to die.
My goal was to get the gargoyles out of them. I didn't expect to get put back into Imaria.
So just if I'm getting this straight, what we're saying is we want to go have a polite conversation with this guy, and you burst into his house and robbed his brother's grave? Because, I mean, that's a great first impression.
Yeah.
We're looking for a sword made of sun, Your Majesty.
You know it.
Yes, I know the one. Here's what. Wait.
So we're not starting.
You were looking for this sword for what
Unfortunately not.
purpose?
To slice the land.
Great, even better.
I can't argue with your motivation.
No.
Okay, so should we split the, I hate to say it, but yeah.
What I'm saying,
No.
basically, we may not want me to be the one to lead the conversations with this land.
I think we've all deciphered your secret code, but here's the thing. We will not be having any intention of harming him.
Elise,
If you have any intention of harming him, he will know.
Elise, I have taken your advice to heart. I have no desire to damage the land. All I would like to do is find this man of Ava and slay the Weavebreaker before the Weavebreaker finds the sword that we're seeking.
Return Madame Ava to the land.
Yes.
No, we're going to
Not to the land. Real land.
Yeah.
Not the land. Not Mr. Real land.
Not Mr. Lane.
the lane, man.
The Lane man.
Landlord. The landlord.
Yes, you are landlord.
The Lord of Barovia.
Do I see any other raven or anything else around? Like, we've moved off the road, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're in the encampment, which is kind of off the road.
Yeah.
A little clear.
I would like to move more not deep into the forest area,
Yep.
but more off the path and out of sight.
Yeah, and it's
Slightly into the wood, but not too far into the wood.
away from innocence.
Yes.
For sure.
Do I see any?
Any perception?
You got. Hey, it's going to be my first. Oh,
Yeah.
Can I use my passive perception instead?
Yes, okay.
I can help you out if needed.
19.
Oof.
Would you consider that a failure?
A 19?
I'm looking for birds.
How far from the camp are you? So I know you said you're not going far, but
I
how
know
far?
better than to go. It's daytime, and what I know better than to go deep into the woods.
So we're
But,
talking like a quarter of a mile?
into
Or like not even like feet. We're talking feet.
10 feet.
I would consider that a failure then, yes.
Well, I will try and have a flash of genius of, maybe you should do a little bird call,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
so that would make that
Actually, they kind of sound like
26.
knocking, so I'll do like that little knocking.
Yeah, so that would make it a 26.
No,
There
that's
you go.
not. They sound like this. They do.
Little raven. And you notice that in its beak is a little odyssey for now, even though it's used.
It's got a bill on its bill.
Hey.
Yay. Thank you, kind messenger. I will look at the envelope first.
It's black.
No writing on it.
Nope, just a red wax seal with the sigil of Barovia.
Oh, that means he's not
It's just there's no way you could have sent an invitation so quickly.
It's the landlord.
You said you know who this is.
Yes, but
Yes, he can.
He saw us earlier on. He must have rushed right over to the writing desk.
You knew the moment we stepped.
So how is a raven different from a writing desk?
Exactly.
All right.
I will open it.
What's the airspeed velocity of the Laden?
Barovian or
Yeah.
Mordian?
But be very
okay,
careful to
sorry.
not break the the seal, the wax seal.
Okay.
I will like carefully put my finger underneath it and lift it very gently to open the envelope without disturbing the wax. Looking at the wax, it doesn't look like normal wax to me.
It looks like it's probably very special wax.
What kind of special?
It's more blood red than wax usually is.
Right.
Is it magical?
Yeah. You would know it's magical wax.
I open it anyway,
Okay. You're here.
but I'm not going to break the seal. Like
Understood.
break the wax.
Understood. You like pry it. Yeah. You are hereby cordially invited to an audience at Castle Ravenloft. Ensure that Loholt is well dressed.
Your reputation precedes you.
Oh boy.
Loholt, I have a very bad feeling.
It also specifies that you should wait about approximately 1 hour before you arrive, as the account is otherwise indisposed.
Now I have a worse feeling. What happened after you left?
I don't know what happened to the rest of the companions.
I don't know either, but I have a feeling that we may meet them.
Would you describe these companions of yours as a group of adventurers, perhaps?
I mean, it's been some time since I've been to Ravenloft. I mean,
Just saying he happens
Decades.
yeah, but disposed for an hour with a group of adventurers. Anyhow,
No, you must know that from time to time, my people bring groups of adventurers in, and they never return out. So I'm sure that this was one group of adventurers, and now this is a very new group of adventurers. Now, whether those adventurers are still here or not.
okay, so the real question is, what are you going to wear, kid? I mean, Your Majesty.
The crown.
he pulls out a rag and he just polishes the rust off his shoulder blades. He's like,
Let's give him a little prestidigitation.
There you go. All the rust just...
good to go.
Looking good?
Oh, wait, Your Highness.
Yeah, there you go. And that's the touch me.
Yeah, a little more formal, huh?
Yeah.
Formal
A
glove.
black glove if it's right.
I'll certainly, do a little ripple along the outfit, get a little bit more of a sort of evening dress, add some red accents,
I'll
touch up a little.
dust the cheese crumbs off my.
So there's a few still in your beard there.
Let it be known.
That's for later.
Oh, okay, good. Yes.
And I say this, is the raven still there?
The raven has flown off.
Okay. I will still say it very audibly.
He definitely can still hear you.
Let it be known that you will not make any attempt to harm the land.
I have no intention to do anything of the sort. But should Strahd attempt to attack me, I must defend myself.
He will not.
Then we are in accord.
Your friends may.
I will follow your lead.
I think maybe we need to clue Melf into what is happening.
If you keep telling me, you should tell him. He's still on hands Luke over here.
There will be no attempt on his life.
Do not attack.
I
He
fear.
is the land we are trapped in.
Dude,
Left from no one has told him what Strahd is.
I'm trying to delicately figure out how to do it
Oh,
without sending Melf into a
I can do this.
tizzy.
I can do this with subtlety.
All right.
There's a book full of monsters. When you flip to V,
Is it a manual?
yeah, it's a manual. And when you flip to V, there is one monster that springs to mind.
Volo.
He's
Volo is not
not in that book. And this is a alluring monster with fangs.
Zvar? Oh, wait, no, that's
And it's not about.
never done that for now.
I'm trying to figure out another V. I guess I'm Valkyrie.
Well, you know, and
Bitch pygmy?
they are undead,
That's it. He's a vegetarian.
and some say they sleep in coffins for particular soil. And in this case, we are up against one who, he and I know each other of ovals. He's been there forever, and we are stuck in his domain. So, the best thing to do would be make nice.
Strongbow Vegapigme.
He's the land. Like, it's all about
Completely debunk his fears. Strongbow Vegapigme. So
They'll reassure it if
But I know Elminster, you not.
Lord Melf, you quite often have to deal with people in your world who you do not like, but they are other rulers. And for this,
I can't. As you say that, I kind of look around.
but sword glows. For the sake of practicality, diplomacy, I think we call it occasionally when times we are weak and had too much to drink.
That's why I renounced my noble birth. It wasn't something I was cut out for, but I understand, and I will give him a chance not to be attacked.
I do gotta ask though, do you need a lesser restoration for that burn? Okay, just checking. Wow.
okay, I've got melt resistance. We're good.
We're snubbed
Melf on the shelf.
in 1 hour. We should be on our way.
All right, be grabbing a drink as we go. I mean, stop at the.
We have some wine from the Wizard of Wineries.
What's not to like? But is that okay? Or is this one of these like don't eat the orange slice or you know?
I don't drink.
We also have some Soylent Green.
I think we must be on the way.
All right, I think so.
Suit yourself.
So I will pull out a bottle of you know a Ondarian vintage just to leave. Thank you so much for your discussion of mechanical men. I really appreciate it. Drink our health because we'll need it.
I assume we'll wait the hour and then.
Yes. How long has it been since we came in? We spoke with
Not too long. I'd say 30 minutes.
plus 1 hour.
Actually, I'd say it's approximately 50 minutes.
50 minutes
Approximate.
Since we arrived,
Since you arrived at sea.
since we
Arrived
Okay.
in fists.
in the mist, and then we're going to take an hour journey. Okay.
Do we need to grab a little bite to eat before we take a little short rest, perhaps?
before we get, I mean, I hope you use the restroom at least because you always do that before you take the plane or gate.
Well, that kind of pressed my guts around, so
Good.
Most planar gate food does. So,
Is there anything that anybody needs to do before we make our way?
no. I think we have no more time to waste for
Bend over and kiss
I
her.
do not want to.
Oh,
No.
I gotta say, you like, you know, the lady in the tent there. She was sweet.
Time for getting acquainted later. We have worlds to save.
Heading off into the dark and dreariness that is the countryside of Barovia, you begin to follow the winding dirt road, the light barely able to cover your current path, blood orange glowing, giving a sickly kind of illumination, along with the
I am
very nice
30-foot radiant below.
yes, which is a much nicer glow than that which emanates from Amberfang in terms of visibility, but far less atmospheric.
I'm just gonna say, I was thinking about putting something on myself to cheer up our spirits, but you got a summon for us?
No?
No, something. I just put something on the prestidigitation ghost set.
I mean, all right. I guess I could whip up there for musical, sort of, right?
It just be it. For Lowell to sing here now
right?
would be poking the
Darkness surrounds you and you lose your way. You have your own compass that turns night to day. And it's even with you as we go to part. Be still, hear it beating. Let's follow Elise's glowing heart. And we'll follow her up.
All right. And that'll be the end of this session.